next up, let's go to Mimi in Midland, Texas on the wild card line. Hello, Mimi. Welcome.
Hello, George, and thank you. I have a comment and a story I heard Robert Monroe tell in 1976.
The great out-of-body projectionist.
Yes, but first and foremost, birthday blessings to a man of excellence, George Norrie, and may you find Jesus near every day of this year.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome, and we're the same age again.
Perfect. I caught up to you.
Yes. My comment is regarding UFOs. You and I are way too developed in years to ever get abducted and probed.
I'm not in the mood to get probed, that's for sure.
Neither am I. And my story was when I was at the Spirit, Mind, and Body workshop in St. Louis in 1976, possibly 77, I'm not sure anymore, but I got to listen to Robert Monroe lecture. And he amazed me, the kind of person that he was.
I read his book when I was younger called Journeys Out of the Body. The guy was unbelievable.
He was, and George light shone out of this man. More so than any other person. Oh, he was amazing. He was the real deal. But the story that he told was he was in one of his zones, not this dimension, and he seemed to find himself guarding some kind of facility in front of it. And while he was there, a UFO appeared and landed. And beings came out and checked everything out, and he started trying to question them. He was just loaded with curiosity and amazement. And they laughed at him like he was a monkey.
Wow.
And he sat down or sank down onto the ground and sobbed.
He sobbed?
He sobbed because he realized he was nothing more to them than like primates are to us.
Just a specimen. Yep.
Yeah.
That's a great story. Mimi, thanks, and thanks for the birthday greetings as well. Folks, I got to take this call. One of our favorite callers, listeners, who's back from a very bad medical situation, Cornelius in Alexandria, Louisiana. Well, hello there, Corny.
Yeah, I heard somebody mention my name earlier. And happy and blessed birthday to you and your mama and the guests you had on the UFOs. And I just tell you, George, y'all's prayers for me. Let me tell you one thing before you can let me go. One day I called right before the show, and I'm talking to Tommy.
All right.
Tommy says, look, I got a special person who wants to talk to you. Well, I'm thinking it's Barry or maybe Ruthie or somebody. George gets on the line and says, Cornelius, how you doing? I tell you, that really lightened my stay in that hospital, George.
I tell you, we were worried about you, my friend. I just thank God you decided to go in that night. You had called the show, and you sounded like death warmed over.
George, you just don't know. And like I said, as soon as that little segment ended, I called from Alexandria Fire Rescue and Acadian Ambulance. But through y'all's prayers and everything, I was able to get back, and you can tell I sound a whole lot better. And I got to say something. There's a Nina out there, and they wrote me just like you get all your emails. So I wanted to thank Miss Nina and the Coast to Coast AM world. But kind of slow down on the writings for me. I got to get my eyes adjusted. I was going to have to get new eyeglasses because I didn't have them the whole time for a month. I didn't have my glasses.
How old are you?
I just made 60 January the 5th.
Oh my, you're still a spring chicken for crying out loud.
60 years old. But you know what, George? I got kind of depressed. I thought I was going to have to go to a nursing home. But there was a little lady called Grace. She's a little Filipino, just like Art Bell, man. And I got to tell you, you know, your man Stan Freeman, he would have loved this disclosure coming.
Oh my gosh, you would have been having a perfect time right now.
This little lady named Grace at Encompass Healthcare really got me going. And like I said, the Coast to Coast Prayer Warriors. And
Isn't she the one who kept giving Tom information on you when you were in there?
I don't know that, but she was an occupational therapist to try to help people, like if they had strokes or heart attacks or accidents, to get back in line. But let me say something, being, you know, Bible prophecy and stuff. I think these are Satan's ship and the Savior's ship. So I just think that they're attacking each other and stuff like that. But there's going to come a time where one may come down and say, yeah, we made you and stuff. But that isn't God. That's going to be Satan.
All right, my
George,
friend.
thank you so much. Happy and blessed birthday.
What's your glucose level at now?
Huh?
What's your glucose level
Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you too, George. Yesterday, and I just got out a week ago. Now, May the 1st and 2nd, it was over 1,000.
When you went in?
When I went in. Today, it was 120.
That is almost normal.
Well, you know what I'm doing now, George? No more sweet tea, no more
stay off the sugar, stay off all that. Yep.
Eating vegetables and meat.
Yep.
You know, just some little bit of meat, but vegetables and stuff. And that's what I'm keeping it where I don't have to get insulin.
All right, my friend.
All right, thank you.
Keep in touch. Let's go to Tom with a text and tweet. It's good to hear from him, huh, Tom?
It really is. We got him back, or we're on the road anyway. This one from Jeremy in Austin, Texas. I was wondering, if you had to grow up in a different era than you did, which would you choose?
Well, I probably would have liked to have been. Do I have the right to go wherever I want?
Any era other than this one?
I would have loved to have been around when Jesus was around. I would want to be a witness to that, and I think that would have been an amazing thing to see.
Would you want to be a disciple?
Yeah, if I followed him, sure.
Cool.
I wouldn't mind doing that. But what a time period that would have been.
Oh,
huh?
it would have been fantastic. Yeah,
Of course,
to watch that whole story.
No electricity, no radios, no nothing. But it still would have been great to see him.
It would.
How about you? Where would you go back?
Probably to the Roman days.
You'd go back that far?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
You want to meet Marcus Aurelius?
I do. I really do. I want to see the Colosseum and just the grandeur, and I don't know. It just fascinates me.
Super. Okay, Tom. Next up, we got a great call coming in from Joshua P. Warren. Welcome to the program, Josh. It's great to have you with us.
Hi there, George. I know you are being overwhelmed with love tonight, but I just had to chime in here and say that, honestly, in my opinion, you kind of seem like an immortal being. I mean, you go on every night and spend hours in front of that microphone bringing comfort and insight and enlightenment and warmth and hope to all these people around the world. And then you finally have a break and you hop on an airplane and you go embrace people in person with your events. So I think you have discovered some kind of fountain of youth. You're keeping it to yourself. That's okay. At least it's in good hands. But you are truly a worker in the light. You have been an amazing friend to me. I love you, and I'm so happy to send you wonderful vibes and wish you the happiest birthday, my friend.
You make my job easy, Josh, and you too will be in Washington, D.C. Everett, Washington, September 25th, along with John Hogue at our live stage show.
That's right, and one of the things that people may not realize about the live show is that we don't just talk about all this sort of deep intellectual stuff. We have a lot of fun.
Oh, we have a great time.
You dress up. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but sometimes you dress up and you pick up that microphone and you transport people back to, the Rat Pack, or maybe it's Elvis. And I'm telling you, we really try to provide an entertaining experience. And so I've got some really fun, cool, surprising stuff that I'm working on to debut at the show in Everett, and it's one of those things where everybody comes in with a smile and they leave because they are sore with laughter. They've had such a great positive experience.
Just don't bring in Robert the Haunted Doll.
Well, I can't make
make any promises on that one.
Oh, boy. But we're going to look forward to that. And by the way, Josh is also one of our superstars on the Paranormal Podcast Network. How's that going for us?
You know, one thing that I really love about you and your perspective on the world is that you and Tom have never pigeonholed me into a certain position. You could say, like, oh, Josh is the ghost guy, or he's the magic guy, or the psychic guy, or he's the... No, you let me just do whatever I want, because the show is called Strange Things. And whatever you're into, it's a wide spectrum of things, and everybody is loving the fact that you never know what you're going to get next on Strange Things. So whether it's ghosts or UFOs or cryptids or psychic phenomena or angels or demons or interdimensional stuff, it's all there. And so far, it's been a big hit, and I'm just so thankful to be a part of the Coast to Coast AM family.
Super. Josh, thank you so much. You're one of a kind, my friend, and we look forward to seeing you live and in person September 25th in Everett, Washington. He's going to be on stage with John Hogue, and he's just been a marvelous, marvelous person indeed. We've got time for one more quick call, and then we'll take a break and come back with more open lines. First-time caller Laura, truck driving in Iowa. Hello, Laura. Welcome.
Happy birthday, George.
Thank you.
Long time listener, first time caller.
You've been on hold for a while. Are you still in Iowa?
Yes, I am. I was actually just crossing the Mississippi River when I got through.
All right, super.
Wow, I can't believe I got through. I have a bit of a birthday present for you. I've got a UFO sighting that I've never reported.
Whoa, when did this happen?
It was in the late 90s. I don't remember the exact date, but I was trucking in Wyoming. I was on top of Sherman Pass, which is at 8,400 feet, and I spotted a craft. This was at night, completely overcast. The elevation is 8,400 feet at that rest area up there, and I don't know how high the clouds are at that point, but the clouds were bottom lit from the lights from Laramie and possibly the rest area of the mountain. And I'm on Interstate 80 going westbound, and I spotted a dark triangular craft above or below the clouds.
How big do you think it was, Laura?
Well, from my perspective, it was about the size of a $half piece.
That's pretty good size from that kind of distance.
Yes, and it was below the clouds. So yes, it was pretty good size, but it was dark because the clouds were lit. It was dark, it was triangular and lit on the corners, and as I was approaching it, as it was close enough that I was approaching it and it was getting higher and higher over the truck, but as I got closer to it, it started to rotate.
Wow.
And then it lifted through the clouds.
And off it went those are great sightings. We're going to come back with more open lines in a moment on Coast to Coast AM.
Never miss a detail on a show or a guest. Sign up for the Coast Zone email newsletter, available for free at coasttocoastam.com.
Weekend, things are finally getting back to normal.
Right, Dad. A chance to enjoy sharing a backyard barbecue with friends and loved ones.
During Sit and Suits Memorial Sale, save over 50% off all the best brands. And with your good credit, pay 0% financing for 36 months with your minimum monthly payment.
Plus, save $500 on temper adjustable sets and 15% on all Casper mattresses. So this Memorial Weekend, trust your sleep to Sit and Sleep.
Hey, Drew, you want to come over for a burger?
I thought you'd never ask.
It's finally here. The vaccine's rolling out, bars are reopening, the weather's fantastic, and live events are coming back. I'm attorney Darren Cavanoki of 1-800-NO-CUFFS. With all this great stuff happening, you may be indulging in a little bit more celebration. So if you find yourself in handcuffs for any reason, and not by choice, then call 1-800-NO-CUFFS 24/7. 1-800-NO-CUFFS, because no one looks good in handcuffs, unless you're into that sort of thing. 1-800-NO-CUFFS.
It's just silent surveillance video footage of the vagrants.
Oh, this guy, I'm watching the guy urinate. Oh, no, you can see the puddle at his feet.
Almost every segment has an oh no moment.
John and Ken, weekdays 2 to 6
You'll start shouting at your screen.
on KFI.
So you know what I would do when I went around and they asked me to talk to college students?
I said, be prepared to never have a job in law.
Because it is so tough to get login.
And that was at a time when it was far easier, and I said, you'll never get a job.
Today it is crazy.
Bill Handel, mornings from 6 to 10 on KFI.
What we're talking about is the crazy,
Mentally ill,
drug-addicted,
alcoholic,
lunatics on the street that are terrorizing everybody.
and they've done nothing for those people.
They just took care of the easy stuff.
But the difficult stuff, they haven't even tried.
John and Ken, weekdays 2 to 6 on KFI.
Can I homeschool my daughter through college? Is that...
Yeah, I'll come over and help.
Okay. What class would you teach?
I would teach,
Gary and Shannon,
what's the wine tasting?
wine tasting, weekdays at 10 a.m. on KFI.
Talk without the tilt.
KOST-HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County. Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Changes at work. I'm Brian Berumen from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. LA County health officials say businesses need to prepare for new health orders on June 15th.
Officials say companies large and small will need to still comply with specific health protocols, but Cal OSHA, the state's labor safety agency, will make recommendations that will loosen up some restrictions, including fully vaccinated workers without COVID-19 symptoms will not need to wear face coverings in a room where everyone else is fully vaccinated and not showing symptoms. And employers will be able to eliminate physical distancing and partitions for employees working indoors if an employer provides respirators such as N95s to unvaccinated employees for voluntary use. Even more rules are expected on the 15th. Steve Gregory, KFI News.
Employers in the U.S. added 559,000 jobs last month.
A drop in virus cases and federal stimulus are helping unleash a pickup in consumer spending, and that in turn is prompting a demand for workers. A mix of reasons is keeping millions at home, including a desire for remote work, when most employers want people in person.
Aaron Katursky says the unemployment rate in May dropped from 6.1 to 5.8%. The number of jobs created last month is fewer than expected, but almost double from April. Whittier police have shot and killed a person. The LA Sheriff's Department says the person who was shot died at the scene. The department says it's looking into what led up to the shooting and what the person was suspected of doing. The LA County DA's shooting team will investigate what happened. The LA Sheriff's Department has released surveillance photos of a man who randomly attacked a woman at a gas station in Gardena. It happened last Saturday night when the woman was pumping gas into her car. The cops say the guy drove up in an SUV, got out, and punched her. They say he kept punching while she was on the ground and then drove off. The woman was taken to the hospital but has since been released. Last year's NBA champs are out of the playoffs. It's the first time Lakers star LeBron James got the boot in the first round of the postseason. The Lakers lost Thursday night to the Phoenix Suns. Hawaii says it will drop its quarantine guidelines, indoor mask rules, and COVID-19 testing requirements for travelers once 70% of the state has been fully vaccinated. The state is close to reaching that number. It says 59% of the population has received at least one dose, and 52% of residents are fully vaccinated. SoCal weather from KFI. Cloudy and foggy at LA beaches in the metro areas and in the valleys. Temperatures in the 50s in some spots. June gloom will be around in the morning but clear away by the afternoon. Highs will be in the 70s at the beaches and 80s in the inland valleys. Right now it's 57 degrees in Sherman Oaks, 63 degrees in Culver City, 57 degrees in Brea, and 61 degrees in Irvine. We lead local from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Brian Berumen.
Crash in South LA on the southbound side of the 110 before Manchester has had all lanes stopped. Watch for a jammed up drive before Florence Avenue. Northbound side of the 5 heading through Downey just before the 605 is an ongoing problem here. All lanes and main line shut down by a crash, but you are getting through in the Center Divider area. You're backed up starting around Norwalk Boulevard. Southbound side of the 5 heading through Burbank between Scott Road and Olive Avenue. All lanes closed by Caltrans till around 6 a.m. Watch for delays there starting at Buena Vista. You can use Glen Oaks or Victory Boulevard instead. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robert Bucky.
Thinking of buying a house and want a really low interest rate? Owning has a special for home purchases, where Owning pays all your closing costs, and the rate in APR is an unheard of 1.875% for a 15-year fixed mortgage with 20% down. This is the craziest low rate for a mortgage with no closing costs that Owning has ever done. 1.875% rate in APR. Heck, we're almost paying you to live in a new house. Call 833-2-OWNING or go to owning.com to see if you qualify for this crazy low 1.875% rate. That's a fixed rate loan at 1.875% with no closing costs. Call 833-2-OWNING now, because 1.875 could go away at any time.
NMLS 2611, licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. Subject to credit approval. Offer assumes the use of lender's choice escrow and title services. Call 833-858-0066 for terms and conditions.
That's 833-2-OWNING or owning.com. 833-2-OWNING or owning.com.
Employers and employees all benefit by protecting our workplaces from the spread of COVID-19. Take time to learn how you can create a safer, healthier workplace for everyone by visiting saferatwork.ca.gov.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
Becoming America's best-selling brand means you never settle for anything less. Like the Ford F-150, with its premium-grade muscle and finely tuned intelligence, it's a beast with brains. The Ford Bronco Sport, with unquestioned toughness and capability, it's built to take on the mountains. And Ford's complete lineup of all-wheel drive SUVs gives you the power, style, and space you need for life on the go. Contact your local Ford store for exclusive offers on Ford's full lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Sales previously calendar year sales.
Graduating from high school can leave you with a lot of questions about your future. You can find answers to those questions at a California community college. So don't wait. Enroll now for the fall semester. Online and in-person classes are available with year-round financial aid to help. Plus, with guaranteed transfer to a safe spot at a four-year university and hundreds of career programs to choose from, your future is looking brighter than ever. Classes can fill up quickly, so grab your spot now. Visit stayenrolled.com today.
Hey, it's John and Ken here. Yes, the free iHeart app is radio, but it's also so much more. Because with the iHeart app, you can take your favorite stations, like Kfi Am 640, anywhere you want, anytime you want. It's a radio that lets you build your own personalized stations with your favorite artists. It's a radio where you can listen to hundreds of thousands of podcasts, including the John and Ken Show. And it's a radio with thousands of playlists, perfect for any mood. Connecting you to the entire universe of audio with one touch. Download the free iHeart app today. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one app.
KFI AM 640 and 033. From west of the Rockies, toll free, call 800-618-8255. To reach George via Skype, use Skype name George97313. Send George a text message anytime at 818-298-6521. This is Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie.
And welcome back to our birthday bash open lines here on Coast to Coast. And by the way, tomorrow night, Richard Serrick will be our special host, and then I'll be back Sunday, first Sunday. So I'll be doing Sunday night. In addition to the first couple hours, will be emerging artist bumper music as we're rolling along. Look, and not too far, it's a month away, July 4th. That's going to be our first Sunday. We'll have a live show for you that night, too. So just mark your calendar. And we're going to come back and take more of your calls on Coast to Coast AM. Here's this message brought to you and sponsored by BetterHelp. Is there something interfering with your happiness, preventing you from achieving your goals? BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. That's what they do, and they do it well. You can start communicating in under 48 hours. It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It's professional counseling done securely online. There's a broad range of expertise available, which may not be locally available to you in many areas. That's why you can do it this way. You get timely and thoughtful responses, and you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy. And it's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. Visit betterhelp.com/George. That's BetterHelp, H-E-L-P. Join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. Special offer just for you. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/George.
Stability. Now there's a word. When you listen to the news, there isn't much around. Cryptocurrencies, the Middle East, the COVID outbreak, the stock market. How do you know what's stable long term? How do you know what to invest in or where anymore? You know, there's a 5,000-year-old answer that's seen off every world crisis there ever was. Gold and precious metals. The oldest hedge against inflation and disaster. Your stability insurance. Put it into an IRA. You even defer the tax on all the gains until you retire, so you get compound growth on everything. That can add extra thousands of dollars to your fund over the years. And you'd have stability, peace of mind that you've made the right choice. Take out an IRA with Noble Gold this month, and along with first-class service, they're gifting a 1/10-ounce gold bullion American Eagle coin. To find out more, visit noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com.
And welcome back to Coast. George Norrie with you. Our birthday bash open lines. Let's go to Brendan in Austin, Texas on the wild card line. Thank you, Brendan, for holding. Are you there? Are you there? Nope, he wasn't holding. Oh, well. Let's go next to John in Kentucky. Hey, John, welcome.
Hey, George. Happy birthday to the president of the airways.
Thank you, John.
It should be changed to King of the Airways. But Al Davis had a slogan for the Raiders, commitment to excellence. That's what you and your staff is all about, and really how you handle your guests and the questions that you ask. And the top of the show, news coverage. What else can I say?
It's the perfect place to be.
Yeah. So God bless you, and we just hope that you stay healthy and stay with us and be there for many more. You know, the alien, the UFO, it talks about Elijah and a whirlwind and the fire on the mount, Moses and so forth.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know which way to lean on that. It could be fallen demons or whatsoever, but I know that Father Jehovah or Father Elohim, you know, he's got his hand on top of it, and you know that all things go through Christ. So I don't think there's going to be anything to come down to hurt God's chosen people. But another thing, too, I remember the episode with you and Corny way back. I don't know if it was 08, 07, when you guys was trying to meet up at, I think it was Mardi Gras or something.
It was a New Orleans conference. It was about Oswald. It's called the Oswald Conference.
Okay.
And we did meet.
Yeah. But I remember those episodes or the shows when he was, you know, you guys was trying to meet up. It was so special. But many more to come, George, and stay healthy. And it's good to hear Corny have a good spark in his step.
It does.
Thank you so much.
Coming along. Thank you, John. Very kind of you. Next up, there's a website called myheartbook.com, which you should spend some time going to because it's really good for your own heart. And it's good for your bod. Let's go to our guest, Christian Wild, who was just on in our news segments, of course. Hey, my friend, welcome to the Birthday Bash.
Yes, back in 1966, the great songwriter Bob Dylan was anxiously awaiting the birth of his first son, Jesse.
I know Jesse.
Well, he's doing very well in the industry, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, he is.
As you know him, yes. And he wrote his best parental advice in a song expressing the hopes and values he would wish for his boy. And as I was looking at the lyric the other day, George, and remembering this would be your birthday tonight, I couldn't help but appreciate how many of these same ideals and virtues could have been written as well by your mama for you. May God bless and keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others and let others do for you. May you build a ladder to the stars and climb on every rung. And George, may you stay forever young. May you grow up to be righteous. May you grow up to be true. May you always know the truth and see the light surrounding you. May you always be courageous, stand upright and be strong, and continue to inspire and inform us all each night. And together, George, we will all stay forever young. Happy birthday, my friend.
Well said, Christian, my friend. And by the way, thank you for the two songs we play, either on St. Patty's Day, or Danny Boy, or the Old Holy Night song you gave us for Christmas.
Thank you, George. So many people have gotten the album, the CD, so they can play that Danny Boy for the funeral of a family member or a dear friend, and it warms my heart every time they do.
I'll play Old Danny Boy, Old Holy Night, Christmas Eve, which is a Friday night this year.
Okay.
So I'll be on that Friday night. We've got our weekend guys working Saturday. I don't want to take away money. I've asked my weekend folks, if they don't want to work Christmas, I will come in and work it. But we're not running tapes. We're running live shows.
I don't know how you do what you do, George. I don't think anybody does. You're amazing. There's just no hole.
It's a promise I made to our listeners when I first came in. You know, this is a program. A lot of people out there don't have family. And I'm not doing this all just for them because they don't have family, but a lot of them don't have family. And this radio show is their family.
And they look forward all day to being at that radio at night, knowing you'll be there.
And I am not going to let a holiday go by and have somebody without family not have us on.
Well, God bless you, George.
That's why we do it. Okay, my friend, be well. Christian Wild, myheartbook.com. Next up, let's go to Ken in Everett, Washington on the wild card line. Hey, Kenny, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, George. Happy birthday. It's a pleasure to get through and talk with you.
Thank you.
I'm actually, I just had open heart surgery, so I'm sitting in a special chair out in my living room. We have about 120-degree view over Possession Sound, Baker, the Navy base, and downtown Everett.
Oh, did you have a bypass, or what kind of surgery did you have?
No, my heart's really healthy. The arteries are clear and good. I'm 62 years old.
That's young.
And I'm an early case of bad valve, aortic stenosis. And so, I had. Now I have a cow.
I've got a friend who's got a cow valve.
Oh, yeah. Well, they tell me it's going to last 15, 20 years. So, and if I need another valve somewhere down the road, they'll be able to push a titanium valve into its place. So, but my wife got me a special chair, so I'm listening to Coast to Coast every night. I'm a Coast Insider. I've been listening since the Art Bell.
Super. Thank you.
So it's been good. In fact, I picked up Collateral Damage after last night's show, so I've been listening to that on Audible.
Excellent.
I had a couple of questions about longtime guests. One of them, Dr. Jerome Corsi.
Yes.
I was listening intently back in January during the riots at the Capitol, and I remember him saying as he left the air, "This is the last time we'll talk. I'm done."
I got him back on. Just got him back
he was on last week.
Yep.
What happened? Do you know? Did something change?
To get him back?
Yeah.
He is going in a new direction as a financial person, and he's talking about Bitcoins now and cryptocurrency. And I called him up, and I said, Jerry, I know you are done with anything that has to do with government and politics and stuff, and I appreciate